Ladies, if you've been struggling to get a toned bikini body, jumping from diet to diet, and wondering why intermittent fasting isn't giving you the results you want, this video is for you. So you tried all the trends. You're eating really clean, you're working out, you've probably lost some weight, but your body still just doesn't look how you want it to. It doesn't look toned, it doesn't look sculpted when you look in the mirror. Maybe you've plateaued, maybe you feel irritable and moody all day. And maybe everyone around you is telling you, you have to try intermittent fasting, you have to. You're gonna lose weight, you're gonna tone up without even having to count calories. But here's the truth. Intermittent fasting may actually lead you towards a path of making it more difficult to lose fat, get toned, sculpted, and fit in a bikini the way you want it to. So today I'm gonna be breaking down why intermittent fasting works, why it doesn't work, and why some women struggle with it long term. So what is intermittent fasting? Instead of focusing on what you eat, this particular diet focuses on when you eat. And all of that eating is broken down into windows. So you have an eating window and a fasting window. So there's a whole bunch of different methods. You have the 16-8, where you fast for 16 hours and then you eat anything you want for 8 hours. You have the OMAD, which is 1 meal a day. You also have the 5-2 method. Oh my goodness, I cannot get anything out of this. Which is you eat normally for 5 days, and for 2 days, you eat like 500 to 600 calories only. And then there's the alternate day eating. So that's where one day you'll eat normally, and the next day you won't really eat much at all. So the overall idea behind intermittent fasting is that if you fast for a long period, your body burns more fat, it regulates its insulin levels, and then it also enters a stage called autophagy. Now, let me just clarify. Intermittent fasting may work for some people. And if it does, you do you, boo. You do your thing. But it also doesn't work for a whole lot of other women. So if you're one of those women that is trying to sculpt her best body, is trying to build curves in all the right places, tone up a little bit, IF may not be your best approach. And especially if you're already struggling with hunger, low energy, as well as stress. Or if you've hit a plateau and you're not able to see any more results. IF will not magically fix your problems. It may not be your best approach if you're regularly lifting weights and trying to build muscle. And lastly, if you already feel restricted around food, this may further that problem. So if any of that fits your box, I'm gonna explain exactly why IF fails most women long term. Okay, so why do most people swear by intermittent fasting? Well, it sounds really promising. Fat loss without dieting, regulate sensitivity to insulin, autophagy or longevity, and some even swear by increased mental clarity. I think that's it. I don't know, I didn't count. I don't have a full cup measure, so I'm using 1/4 cups, and this is supposed to be 1 3/4 of a cup. So that was either 6 or 7, and I don't know how many it was. Oopsies. So that all sounds great, right? Yeah, no. Like I said, intermittent fasting is not some magic pill. It works for one reason and one reason only, and that's because it forces you into a calorie deficit. Think about it. It reduces your total calorie intake because you're quite literally only eating for certain times during the day or certain days. So if you're only allowing yourself 4 to 8 hours a day to actually eat food, and you'll normally eat food for 12 hours out of the day, obviously not consecutively, but from, let's say, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., you'll be eating food, you're probably going to be consuming more food than if you only give yourself from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., for example. You're just more than likely probably going to be consuming more food during that 12-hour window instead of a 4 to 8 hour window. But the thing is, you don't need fasting to create a calorie deficit. You don't need that. And you don't need to be starving yourself for 16 hours to burn fat. You just don't need to do it. Does anyone else do that, or is that just me? Ladle, ladle, ladle. The thing is, you can eat normally, fuel your workouts, and still lean out without forcing yourself through these extreme hunger cycles. So let's talk about why IF doesn't work for most women. So number one, I don't know how many points I have. But number one, it slows down your metabolism. When you go long hours without eating food, your body is slowly adapting to that. And it's using that time that it has to learn how to store the food that you are giving it as energy. So over time, what ends up happening is your metabolism starts to slow down. And then you maybe either eat the same or eat maybe a little bit more over time. And your body is already used to storing that food that I told you as energy, storing that energy as fat. So you're more likely storing fat than you are burning it. So have you ever wondered why people will do intermittent fasting, maybe lose a whole bunch of weight, but then the second they stop intermittent fasting, they'll gain it all right back and then some? So number two, it messes with your hunger and your cravings. You ever try to fast all morning and then the second that lunchtime hits, you get on your lunch break, you're ravenous. You just want to eat everything in sight. Maybe you work at a doctor's office and patients bring in goodies all the time, cookies or brownies or cupcakes, or it's somebody's birthday and you finally get the chance to, you want to eat everything in sight. That's often what these women go through when they do intermittent fasting. You fast for so long and then the window opens and you binge anything and everything in sight because you only have a certain amount of time that you can eat all of your calories for the day. So you're going to eat everything you can. So instead of having intermittent fasting help you control your cravings, what it may actually do is it may actually make you obsess over food more and more. And what are we up to? I want to say we're up to number three. So if it's number three, it can wreck your hormones, especially as women. Ladies, fasting is extra tricky for us because our bodies are already extra sensitive to energy restriction. Extended fasting can actually lead to disrupted hormone levels. So that being your estrogen and progesterone. That can end up leading to irregular periods, slower metabolism, and higher stress levels. Kind of what I've already touched on. Muscle loss instead of fat loss, as well as a harder time recovering from your workout. So your body, what it sees is it sees you fasting as a stress response. It's like, why are you not feeding me? Food is fuel. So if you are withholding that fuel for your body is going to backlash a little bit. So what that ends up doing is it ends up increasing your cortisol. And cortisol is a hormone that is directly linked to belly fat storage. So if you're struggling to get that lean bikini body, that could be why. We may be up to number four. I don't know. Number four is it could lead to nutrient deficiencies. So if you're only eating 1 to 2 meals a day, you're probably not getting enough protein. You're probably not getting enough iron and magnesium. You're probably not getting enough omega-3 fatty acids. This is why so many women that do intermittent fasting end up feeling exhausted and bloated. Now look, if you love intermittent fasting, you swear by it, it's doing you good, you do you boo. Like, I am not gonna tell you not to do it. But like I said, if you've plateaued, if you don't really understand why it's not working anymore, these are some of the reasons. So if you feel tired, bloated, and moody all day, if you have low energy and constant cravings, if you've hit a weight loss plateau and you cannot figure out why, or if you're trying to get bikini ready and sculpt your body the way you want it to be, intermittent fasting is not your best strategy. Instead of stressing over eating windows, focus on the following. Number one, balance your meals throughout the day. Number two, get enough protein, fiber, and healthy fats into your diet. Number three, fuel for your workouts so you can sculpt the body that you dreamed of. Number four, manage your calories without going into an extreme restriction. There's no need for that. Intermittent fasting is indeed just another overhyped fad diet. And if it's keeping you stuck, just know it's not your fault, it's the diet. If this video hit home for you, let me know in the comments. Did you do intermittent fasting in the past? Are you currently doing it? Did it work or are you struggling? If you're ready for real fat loss strategies that actually work, make sure to subscribe because I've got more fitness and nutrition strategies coming your way.